Hi, everyone. Welcome to Big Apple Mountain Tarot. I'm Mike Rusnak.
I'm Everest Tall. Today, we are going to talk about the zodiac sign Scorpio.
Scorpio, let the dark in.
We all love talking about Scorpio. We all got Scorpio stories and ideas.
Or we're Scorpio.
Or we're Scorpio.
aspects.
We all have Scorpio in us. So, Mike, what is Scorpio about?
Scorpio is about sex, death, and transformation. It's represented by, let's say, the Death card. 13th Arcana. And death touches all, whether they're kings or queens or children or adults or popes or laymen. It comes to us all. It's the great equalizer.
The great equalizer. And it's up to us to be ready when transformation happens to hold personal responsibility for our own spiritual and physical reincarnation and disincarnation. Scorpio.
Are we ready to transform?
Are we ready to transform? I think we are.
This chapter here. Scorpio is symbolized by the scorpion, which gives you the power to hurt not only others, but also yourself. If you cannot externalize your passion and sensitivity, love can give you focus and meaning to your sexuality and transform your personality. Scorpio is a dual sign, but the duality is a continuum that describes the bridge that leads from the serpent, representative of the forbidden knowledge of sexuality, to the eagle.
Eagle.
The eagle, symbol of the transcendent power of which you are capable. Whether you descend or soar depends on the way that you use your own personal magic to be creative or destructive. So that's you, Scorpio.
That's you, Scorpio. So on the body, Scorpio represents the reproductive organs and the ass. The digestion and excretion of toxins and also the reproduction. It's hidden in our underwear. It's occult energy. It's
the scorpion represented by the planet Pluto. The colors are dark red. The metal is steel. Natural house rulership is the 8th house, the house of sex, death, and transformation. 8th house traits are the desire to know the unknown and the need to control.
I desire.
I desire.
I desire.
I desire is the
desire.
motto.
I desire power.
I desire macaroni pictures.
I desire bean shakers.
I desire. Now, fixed sign, meaning they are an organizer.
Yes.
Water sign, meaning they are emotional. Qualities, intensity, courage, and willpower. Capacities, investigation, and reorganization. Personality keywords: reserved, perceptive, and passionate.
Dramatic.
Certainly dramatic, and if they live in their darkness, then they could get the reputation for being just gods.
Right.
But if they're good at transforming and shedding and opening up and regenerating, that is the true nature of their capacity.
And so 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. It has to do with other people's money. Besides, the dramatic words, sex and death and rock and roll, it really is an interaction with other people. And the Scorpio has this bad reputation of like stirring up drama and being bad news. But I think if they're working with other people and they're in a cooperative status and helping everybody and healing people, is part of one of those signs that has a lot to do with healing and regenerative.
I love Scorpio because they have that dark sense of humor that just cuts through any social standing or decorum.
Social norms.
They just blow through it. They kick the doors in, and it's funny and it's very honest. And you think about the time of year that Scorpio happens between October 21st and November 20th, where in the Northern Hemisphere, we're moving into the winter. And it's always the time of year that we face our deepest, darkest fears.
Correct.
And do we do that with honesty? It depends on how strong we are, how willing we are to accept and to transform, and then to let the present slide into the past, and then to become a memory that you can no longer grasp.
Yeah. And the in the northern hemisphere, we're in the northern hemisphere. This is when the
It's
plants
snowing right now.
It's snowing right now. I'm really sad about it. This is when all the plants' energy goes down into their roots.
The underworld.
The underworld, and when our collective energy kind of sinks down, we get ready for the winter, for rebirth, and also in the spring, ready for regrowth, and kind of condense our spiritual energy. Now, Scorpio is crazy psychic. They're ruled by Pluto and they're ruled by Mars. And they have this real force and this real genuine magic about them, which is part of that reproduction excrement process. And the part of all that secret stuff. Now,
It's my favorite.
it's the best. So, if you think of a Scorpio as being here to help, and they might say things bluntly, and they might stir up some drama.
They hurt themselves just as easily as they hurt us.
But it's really, if you think about it, for the benefit of everybody. The politeness of, the society, it doesn't really work. Now,
No.
I was reading an old book from the 1930s, an old astrology book, and they didn't have much to say about Scorpio because Pluto had been recently kind of discovered and was kind of being rationalized around that time.
Being assigned.
Right. So the traditional thought of Scorpio is that there's no planet which is in its
I resent
exalting.
that because it's a fixed sign.
Well, I think it's a real modern sign that really comes out of modernism and this we gotta shake things up and we gotta move things around and I'm gonna shake
It
you up.
represents everything between life and death,
Yeah.
between being born and slithering like a snake and soaring like an eagle, rising from the ashes like a phoenix, or stinging you like a scorpion. Right?
Correct. Learning these really important lessons. And I really see Scorpio today as being a very postmodern energy of revitalizing and healing people. Now, Scorpio jobs would be a great one. Would be a surgeon, steel and removing toxins. Great doctors. Great with other people's money. Maybe.
What about sewer cleaners?
Oh, absolutely. Public services.
Speaking of that, I have a list of people.
Yes.
And we could spot the similarities.
Yeah.
We could play Spot the Traits.
Spot the traits.
First of all, the President of the United States, Joe Biden, is a Scorpio.
Sure is a Scorpio.
Yeah. And what is his lasting sting remains to be seen. And I can't wait to know what that might be on his way out the door. Bill Gates, Anne Hathaway, David Schwimmer, Drake, Katy Perry, Leonardo DiCaprio, Pablo Picasso, Ryan Gosling, Whoopi Goldberg, Charles I, Ciara, Julia Roberts, Marie Antoinette, Matthew McConaughey, Gordon Ramsay, Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Winona Ryder. Diddy. Emma Stone, Joaquin Phoenix, John Cleese, Trotsky.
Interesting.
King Charles, Scorpio too. Weird Al Yankovic, Erwin Rommel, John Gotti, Gordon Lightfoot, RFK, Hedy Lamarr, Charles Manson, Vlad the Impaler, Claude Monet, Joni Mitchell, George O'Keeffe, Grace Kelly, Tonya Harding, Johnny Carson, John Candy, Vanilla Ice, Hillary Clinton, Linda Evans, Lorde, and Vivian Lee.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is quite the collection of heroes and villains.
Isn't it a mixed bag? And just like the chapter says, it depends on their own scorpionic magic. Do you slither like the snake?
Yeah.
Do you soar like an eagle? It's all up to you. It's up to you to decide what you do with love.
What you do with love, Scorpio, and how you help everyone.
And no one could be dark and scary and frightening and honest as you. So honest that people can't even hear it,
I love
they just
it.
can't. And that's why you're my favorite sign. So thank you.
Thank you, Scorpio.
And we honor you and happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Thank you for all the joy and drama and things to talk about.